Alrighty then, let's get this thing started. Welcome to Live But Not Really, episode 5, I think. Episode 5 or 6. Yeah, 5. Well, basically, I took a break last week because I had assignments to do. I had some other assignments to do. And you'll never guess it, I had assignments to do. Same thing with this week. Except I'm gonna dedicate my entire weekend after this recording to do my homework because the next term is after Thanksgiving. And that should be exciting. I'll be getting into photography, script writing, and more design stuff. Except this design stuff will be on computer instead of physical media. Because right now I have to do it on physical media, or I could do it on Photoshop, or like any digital editing software. Hell, I could even probably do it on Paint if I wanted to. So basically, whoever obviously doesn't have me on Facebook and never heard, from starting this episode, I'm going to make these podcasts clean so I could reach to a wider audience. Instead of like concentrating on one age group that approves of like explicit material, I want to keep it clean so I could expand this stuff, and so it'll, like, you never know if I'll get promoted on pages. So whenever they share it, they can share like a clean podcast. So that's basically what this is gonna go down to. So I gotta try not to curse, even though like I'm too used to it. I'm not sure how this is gonna go, but anyways, yeah, let's like get started. I guess one interesting thing that happened last week was we had this fire drill, and I think it was one of those test ones. Basically, it was a fire drill. The fire alarm came on, and like nobody moved from their seats. They were just like looking at each other, looking around, looking at the flashing light. What do we do? What do we do? So what I did, I just bolted straight out the door. Like, what if there was a real fire? Like, what if there was a gunman there? Hell, I'd be out the door like nothing. I just like bolted out there. I went to the assembly point. Which, by the way, if a bunch of people gather at an assembly point, and there's a gunman, they're just easy targets. Just think of the logic right there. But yeah, I think that's like the first fire drill we had here. We're probably gonna get other ones, just like, I don't know, to test out the system, since basically that's what they're about, and test out our assembling skills. But I figured my instructor was gonna tell us to like line up single file, elementary style, but I refused. I didn't want to do that. Well, only because he wasn't around, but if he was around, I'd comply. But he told us next time, like, if the fire alarm comes on, to tell us to like wait for each other and line up there, so we'll all be there, instead of like getting lost and stuff. I wouldn't have got lost. Like, that's the closest assembly point we have. Like, we could just gather there. We probably all find each other like nothing. And but I kind of get it. Like, he doesn't want to lose the other class people. He doesn't want to lose his other students, like, in other groups, and then it makes us harder to get together, and then we all have to go back to the classroom, I mean. But that was an interesting day. I think everybody looked at me bolt out the door because, well, I wasn't just gonna sit there. Like, I don't usually sit still during fire drills because you never know if like something's real. So I just bolt out the door. I don't even wait for a lineup or anything. I mean, well, yeah, I get the logic of us grouping up and stuff, but I ain't trying to die, you know? Like, I could have just, I don't know, but anyways, the other reason why I missed out on Friday and last Monday last Monday's intermissions is because if you played Destiny, Rise of Iron came out, so it was pretty exciting. Made a mess in my pants every new thing I seen. um, but yeah, that came out and I was like super stoked and excited, so I just spent all my time playing that over that weekend and finishing up my design stuff. I never noticed this, but some of my design assignments, I'm so good at it. Like my drawings, I did this rocky landscape thing and I was halfway into it and I was just thinking to myself, this is terrible. I'm not going to be an artist. Why would I be an artist if I suck this much? When I was done, I took a picture of it and then like I was admiring it. I couldn't believe how good that landscape looked. Like I just drew little scribbly clouds in there too to add background effects, I guess, because well, we couldn't use color, so I didn't want to color the sky and stuff. So, but anyways, I made that rocky landscape. I was like so surprised with myself, and then the next thing I did was 2 landscape portraits, and they surprisingly look good. I was like, I was beyond amazed with myself because like I'm not a drawer at all. Like I'd rather do do other stuff that has to do with design, like put pieces together, I guess, to like cut out shapes and then making an object. Like that's kind of hard, but I have more fun doing that rather than drawing it. But now that I got into my design stuff, like it's done next week, so I was getting into my design stuff, and I actually did. Well, I had to do the color one, so I drew like these leaves going right. I guess it was leaf on leaf, and there are 6 of them, so it was kind of like a leaf spectrum. That was pretty cool. Like I like the way we used to color at school. There were some people who would take pictures and then they'd darken the outline of the picture and then they lightly fill in the center. And like it looks so cool. So I decided to do them myself, and I was like, wow, this looks awesome. Wonder if I'll impress my teacher. And I drew this weapon from Destiny called the Vex Mythoclast. Like it looks so good when I was done. It looks so good with color. Like I colored in the lights and I added this glistening, not glistening, glare effect, I guess, or flare effect from the center of the light, so it doesn't have to be fully red. And the weapon itself was supposed to be kind of a lighter than orange, but I used this golden yellow kind of color, so it kind of looked like it. But I was just amazed with myself when I was done. I was like, wow, this looks so good. And I know a couple of my friends would probably appreciate it. Appreciate that drawing. See, what else did I draw? I drew my shoe. I was supposed to do thumbnail sketches, so I drew my shoe because, I couldn't see anything else around the room, so I just looked down at my feet. To my classmates, it probably looked like I was admiring my crotch for like half an hour, but like I swear I was looking down at my shoe. I wasn't admiring my crotch. Otherwise, there'd probably just be a bulge on the paper. I think I drew more than that. I can't remember the other things for some reason. I drew this flower pattern, but it's not exactly a flower pattern. Oh yeah, like this, the endings of pencil crayons, the pointy parts, they were like inward, so I drew about 8 pencil crayons, and I added this little fading effect at the more of the bottom part, or the top part, I guess, of the pencil crayon, and like it just looks so cool. Like it's coming from hyperspeed or some stuff. I don't know what substitute would be good for yeah. I think my drawing skills are on point, I guess. Um, I'm thinking of doing more landscapes, more more like weapons from Destiny. I was gonna draw this one called the Hawk Moon, and I got recommended to draw another one called the Fate Bringer. I was gonna draw the Gallarhorn, but that's so detailed. It's gonna be so difficult. Even just from a side view, it's gonna be so difficult. But I am gonna draw those weapons. They're in a rarity called exotic, so I was gonna try and draw some exotic weapons, and there's one tier less from one lesser rarity called legendary. There's some legendary weapons I wanted to draw too, and color in as well. So that'll be cool. That'll be cool. That'll be awesome. So yeah, I think my inner Bob Ross is about to come out. Just I didn't expect myself to be that good with drawing either. I thought I was gonna be terrible. just no just no confidence in myself. But yeah, that's true though, because I have no confidence in myself whatsoever. Hell, I can't even approach a female. As sad as that sounds, I don't know, I just can't. Like, even if I just want to be friends with them, like, I don't know, it's too nerve-wracking. Even approaching a guy, not in that sense, but in a friendly sense, it's kind of nerve-wracking. It's kind of crappy being socially awkward, I guess. I never thought I was a socially awkward person. This was so easy before. Why is it so hard now? It must be the things like to talk about. Like I sometimes I overhear them talking, and they'll talk about certain things that like I have no knowledge in, so I just stay quiet. Now I'm the quiet guy in the class. Well, one of them. They probably if they listen to this podcast, they'd probably be surprised of how amplified my voice is, I guess, when I'm talking to a microphone. This is like, I actually got comfortable with this. It's pretty comfortable. It's not bad. At least there's nothing replying to me, like, another human being. That's, I guess it's just me. Like, I wouldn't even know how to start a conversation. It's kind of difficult to think about, but it's actually easy. Like, I could probably just say, so I heard you talking about this thing, or, nah, never mind. It's never know if they'll be like, oh, you're listening to that. You were eavesdropping on me. You were stalking me. Then they'll, like, run away and then never come back. No, I'm just kidding, but I gotta make friends pretty soon. I mean, I got a couple, but I rarely see them. I want to go visit them. That'd be pretty fun. That'd be pretty good for me, since I could actually get out of the house for once or twice, I guess. I will make friends soon. I will make more friends than I have right now. I will. Just believe it. Just believe it, man. Man. I'll make some more friends, man. Yeah, 14 minutes in, and like, it's kind of hard to keep things clean. I just want to curse right now. I want to cuss so hard. But I can't. I made a deal with myself that I wouldn't cuss on here again. And, like, just because of that matter, I want to invite other people onto this podcast, even though it doesn't get that much, of an audience. But I appreciate whoever watches it, or listens to it, I mean. I actually want to start doing videos soon. That'll be pretty cool. I actually thought of a couple. I don't want to say them right now. because I don't really I don't exactly have them down. Like I wanted to make a video about there's this metaphor my teacher was talking about. He said stress is like a bucket. The more of it, the more stress you have, the heavier that bucket's gonna get, and like you won't be able to carry that bucket anywhere. You won't be able to get anywhere and whatsoever. And I was thinking of making that into a video, like early spring or something. Since I'm trying to buy myself a camera this Christmas just to like treat myself. I already have a couple SD cards, so I'll be packed on video. I can just I guess I'm good at editing. I know where to cut. I know where to insert music, sounds, whatever. Anyways, I wanted to make this video of this metaphor, kind of like a more serious video. Basically, it's like this one guy who's just literally carrying a bucket around, and he meets up with like his girlfriend, and then she kind of like just leaves him. Or I don't know what hurts, or I guess breaking up hurts more. Or I think cheating hurts more. I'm not too sure. I haven't been in a relationship in a while. Which, by the way, I should mention, the only reason why cheating hurts more is because, well, you think about that person being with somebody else, obviously, and breaking up regularly is like just they don't want to be with you. I think cheating hurts more because they give you a sign that they don't want to be with you by, I don't know, hooking up with somebody else, and just like having that thought in mind just breaks your heart. And sometimes it doesn't give you the same viewpoint on relationships anymore, which I could believe. I could believe that. Like few things happened to me like that, but I wasn't that hurt at first. But when I thought about it, like this person wanted to, I don't know, screw around with other people rather than stick with me, and I just thought about it, and I don't know, just like it hurt. It kind of just like split my heart in half, and my heart, and it devastated me. And I started thinking about it like every day, like, oh, why would this person do that? Like, I already know that I'm not gonna think about stuff. I'm never ever gonna think that I'm not good enough for anybody, cause, well, I am good enough. I always make the most of everything. Like, I always take in things as it is. If there's something that needs to be told bad or good, I will tell them. Even if it's according to me, I'll still tell them. I'll still be honest. Why is it so hard to be honest? That's the thing. That's like, it's kind of complicated to think about, because people would rather be dishonest than be honest. Like, people would rather do things behind that person's back rather than just tell them they don't want to be with them. They just want to screw around. You know? Why do you want to do that? I mean, just think about it. If you did that to that one person, just think of them being happy. Think of all the things you did with that person. And now, think of that person doing that stuff with somebody else. Like, how's that going to make you feel after you do what you did? This ain't no guilt trip or anything, but it's true, though. It's, you know, relationships are complicated. I don't know how I got here, but I just had to say that. I don't, you know, because, well, I can't really say anything else now because I've never been in a real relationship in a long time. I guess whatever comes along, I'll try it out. But if I know it's not good for me, but I stay in it, I'll just leave. Because I know if the longer I stay, the more unhealthy and unstable it's gonna get. And I understand that. Like, I've been through a decent amount to have some knowledge of to give advice, I guess. I don't know. I don't give the best advice, but I try my hardest. It's I guess it's not one of my specialties, but when it comes to something that needs to be said, I'll say it. Like, it's not hard. It's not hard to be honest to your significant other. I mean, the only thing you're probably scared of is getting shit for it and them leaving you. And just at least think of that before you do something. If you don't want to be left behind, don't give them a reason to leave you behind. Hashtag real talk. Hashtag. Hashtag. For some reason, I thought of this the other day. Like, I was seeing stuff about. I saw this one thing, Vine, I think. It is supposed to be funny, I guess, but there was this guy hitting on this girl, and then she was like, "Oh, get out of here! I don't like that," or whatever. Then this guy gets hit on from a gay guy, and then he's like, "Get out of here! Like, I don't want that." If I got complimented from a gay guy, I would say thank you. I wouldn't take it. I wouldn't like be disgusted by it. Like, I wouldn't imagine like what he would do, even though that sounds wrong. Like, I wouldn't take it any other way. Like, if he wants to compliment me, I'll say, "Oh, thank you. That's at least you acknowledge me." Like, I wouldn't take it. I wouldn't like think of it as he wants to be inside me. Like, if I look good, then I look good. If he tells me that I look good, I'll say thank you, because any compliment is a compliment, and you should really take it that way. Even if it's just like the smallest compliment, you should just say, "Oh, thank you," instead of expecting more, you know. Because if you just get that one compliment and nothing else, then where's the more gonna come from when when that was enough of it, you know? Like if somebody says, "Oh, you're beautiful," or "Oh, you're handsome," or "Oh, you look good," just thank you, I appreciate it. Hell, if somebody told me I look pretty, I'd say thank you. Or beautiful or whatever. I don't know, like, that's what I've always thought about compliments. Like, they're not that hard to receive. They're not that hard to accept. Why is everything about not hard to do? I don't know. I just answered myself there. um, I wonder where. Oh yeah, I forgot my. I think I forgot my my graduation dress shirt and all that stuff back at home. I have this tie. It's like it's a regular purple tie with stripes, and I have like a purple dress shirt to go with it. I was taking this program called Job Focus, and we had our celebratory celebration in like an hour and a half away. Well, in Larange. And I don't know why I hesitated to say that. But anyways, we went to this one place there, and we were like celebrating finishing our program, and I was chosen to do the public speaking, and I was so nervous. Like my bones were rattling, and of course my heart was beating. My little rabbit heart. So basically, I went up there to speak, and I think I was halfway into my speech, and I took off my sweater, and my instructor was like, "Oh, nice tie," and then I literally received an applause for that. I think they took it as in I was being confident, like taking off my jacket and showing my shirt and stuff. I don't know. I don't know where else going there, but he was like, "Oh, nice tie," and everyone's like starts clapping. You know what they should have done? Should have done some slam poetry snapping for me, because I know I'll be listened to. I still laugh about that sometimes. What other? So, I was on YouTube the other day, and I was thinking of, I have terrible segues, I just noticed that. I was on YouTube the other day, and for some reason, I was thinking of classic YouTube, like, back 6 years ago, I guess. That's not that classic. 8 years ago. Wait, I was only 12? Holy crow. Anyways, I just realized I used to watch these videos called, I don't know, like 25 things in my room. It's so dumb to think about right now because, I don't know, that just came to my mind. I can't believe those videos have thousands of views and it's just somebody showing stuff around their room. I could see why they're popular because I gotta be honest, they were fun to watch because this person was showing us like, oh, here's my pen, oh, here's my stuffed animal, oh, here's my GameCube, oh, here's my laundry basket, oh, here's my Batman suit, oh, here's the Batmobile, oh, here's Kryptonite, just in case Batman wants to get his stuff pushed in. Why am I so terrible at substitutes for cussing? I can't even find words. Anyways, those videos were so entertaining to watch even though they were like so basic. I kind of miss that YouTube. Like, people would just make basic videos and then millions of people would watch them. That was the day. That was the golden age, man. I forgot what it was called, but there was like this dramatic squirrel or chipmunk. There was this track playing and then he looks back all dramatic and stuff, staring into the camera. Then there was one called Star Wars Kid. That was a classic. Then there was one called Afro Ninja or something. Unless I'm being racist. No, I'm not racist. There was this black guy with nunchucks, and then he's just like holding them there, and then he attempts to do a backflip, but then he fails, and he tries to get himself up. He's swinging the nunchucks around, and then he goes to fall to his left again. And that was funny. There was like a full karate audition, and that's where it was from. That's where it was from. I wish I knew what it was called, because, I don't know, I'd tell you to watch it. But yeah, I kind of miss that day, that age of YouTube, I guess. Well, yeah, I guess that's all I have. If you like this, then I guess you could like it. If you want to share it, if you want, you can. If you want to leave some feedback, you can, because I like general ratings and feedback. It's always appreciated, even though I rarely get ratings on YouTube. I don't know, I never check. But anyways, just a reminder, I have my main episodes on YouTube every Friday, and those coming from my personal Facebook. I have intermissions every Monday, which is a short little podcast about one subject that I talk about the previous episode. If not, then I'll just concentrate on one subject for like 8-9 minutes. Because like I'm trying to improve my speech skills to keep going on one subject without segueing to a different one. I guess this is a terrible example, but it's still something. I'm still improving on my people skills and on my talking skills. Speech, communication. Oral communication, or as a matter of fact. So yeah, I don't know what else to say. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this, and I really want to make this my main thing, and that would be cool if I got promoted on channels and stuff. Like I'd get a bigger audience for more people to take in this somewhat knowledge I have, and maybe they could utilize it, I don't know, but something to talk about with their friends and stuff. Like, hey, did you guys hear that podcast? This one guy, look, he's right there. Oh, that's him? Yeah, that's him. Did you hear his podcast the other day? Yeah, it was bomb, but not in a bad way. Oh yeah, it was pretty good. That was pretty awesome. I wonder when his next episode is gonna come out. Well, if you watch the whole thing like a true fan, you would know it comes out every Friday in the evening. And on his personal Facebook, he has a sub-podcast called Intermissions, and he comes out of it. I don't know what I'm saying. Anyways, yes, I'll see you later and stuff. See you next week, or on Monday, if you're coming from my Facebook. Yeah, I love you. You loyal.